In today's video, I'm going to talk about Urease. The topic includes its main functions, where it can be found, the effect they induce, and the type of lab testings that you can do. And finally, how you can remove these enzymes through natural remedy. Urease is a protein enzyme which is produced by these bad bacteria shown on the right here. These bugs can actually increase urease activity, raise the pH level around them, thus making the environment more hospitable for them to thrive. So what does Urease do? Urease uses urea as a nitrogen source, resulting in the breakdown of urea into ammonia and carbon dioxide. And bacteria rely heavily on nitrogen for growth, development, and reproductions. They also carry out metabolic processes to regulate the gut microbiome. Usually, this reaction is very crucial in the nitrogen cycle in agriculture for plants because it releases nitrogen into the environment. But its pathogenesis in human. In human body, the protein we consume will be broken down, and ammonia is produced during the process naturally. Ammonia is highly toxic when it's high level, and our liver convert ammonia into a less toxic compound, urea. Urea will then travel inside the bloodstreams to the kidney, where it gets filtered and excreted out via our urine. Under a healthy metabolism, ammonia shouldn't pose any issues. But when ammonia is built up inside our body, it can cause numerous effects, and one of which is this hyperammonemia. And symptoms such as confusions, lethargic, and seizures are highly associated with high levels of ammonia. High ammonia can also cross the blood-brain barrier, which can then lead to the swelling of the brain. So what causes the high level of ammonia? One of the reasons why someone has high ammonia is because they might have possible overgrowth of bad bacteria, as shown earlier, especially the H. pylori. Another reason could be due to impaired kidney functions, whereby the kidney is now unable to filter urea efficiently, which can potentially cause the urea to be trapped in the bloodstream. More urea equals to more nitrogen source for the bacteria, and then you will increase the ammonia. When there's a lot of ammonia due to the urease activity in the gut, it can now burden the liver by increasing its workload in processing this toxic waste product, and can even contribute to liver damage and disease progressions. So right now we will go through where urease activity can be found and how they can affect our health. Urease produced by these bed bugs are usually found on human epithelial surfaces, which includes our GI tract, oral cavity, and urinary tract. And urease activities are critical and often shows negative effects in medicines. Inside our GI tract, the most prevalent bacteria is H. pylori. The overgrowth of H. pylori is a major cause of peptic ulcers and gastric cancers. And urease produced by H. pylori overgrowth can indirectly disrupt stomach's ability to break down large food particles and hinder the absorption of our nutrients. Because urease neutralizes the stomach's environment and raises the pH level to become less acidic. Reduced stomach acids with high levels of ammonia conversion from urea will allow the bacteria to survive and colonize in the stomach lining. And this will over time weaken the stomach mucosal barrier, making it more vulnerable to damage from stomach acids and the digestive enzyme pepsins, leading to more inflammations, tissue damage, and eventually ulcers and other complications. And since diamine oxidase enzymes also resides along the stomach lining, the ability to metabolize histamine outside of the cells also goes down. In oral cavity, bacteria like Streptococcus salivarius and Actinomyces nashlandii are urealytic. They break down urea that's found in our saliva and gingival gravicular fluid. The reactions can be positive if it's in the right amount to prevent tooth decay, but will turn negative when there's high levels of ammonia is being generated. The toxicity level of ammonia is very damaging to the gum tissues, which can then increase the formation of calculus, also known as tartar, and the progression into periodontal disease in the later stage. Then in the urinary tract, Urease producing bacteria such as the one listed here are often the cause in the urinary tract infections. The excess ammonia can alter the pH level, leading to the precipitations of magnesium ammonia phosphate, also known as strophic stones, and calcium phosphate crystals, referred as apatites. These crystals can actually form kidney stones and accumulate on the insides or outsides of the urinary catheters, thus making urinary tract infections very difficult to treat. Furthermore, it also promotes the growth of other pathogens and increase biofilm formations. So in terms of testings, there's the invasive type and the non-invasive type. Rapid Urease test is the most common and widely used invasive method for detecting the presence of urease. This method requires a biopsy from the stomach. I won't go into much details of these tests because you can get the information easily online. Then the non-invasive approach which most hospitals use will be the urea breath test. Basically, you drink a liquid containing urea and the breath is analyzed for the presence of carbon dioxide after a short period. In terms of removal reducing urease activity, we can utilize the 5R treatment protocol, mainly using natural healing with the use of food, herbs, and supplements. We might need to do a comprehensive stool analysis test like the GI map to check for underlying cause and associations. Then go through a 30 to 90 days of antimicrobial or antifungal therapy together with a clean diet. Removing all these offending foods such as your gluten, corn, soy, and dairy. We can then easily remove any potential antagonists that can significantly slow down the protocol. Then replace necessary digestive enzymes and other vitamins and minerals to support the pathway by not burdening critical biochemical processes by the body. Then feed your body with the right group of microbes to help them regain healthy colonizations. To put it simple, you want to support the good guys. Usually after having all urease activities, the digestive channel will be damaged in some way. So we want to repair by rebuilding the gut lining. Improve the mucosal lining, also increase your DAO enzymes, which leads to better histamine tolerance. When most of the repair is being done, you have less inflammation and less oxidative stress. And finally, the last R will be rebalance. You have to address the whole body health, any epigenetics factors that can affect your lifestyle behavior, which includes the way you eat, your sleeping pattern, your day-to-day activity level, and how you manage stress. Review your environment periodically. You can always check in with your five senses. Let's say if you go into a room and you smell something off, just get out. If the longer you stay inside the room, the more toxicants you might be breathing in. All the steps which I mentioned earlier can either be introduced slowly in a continuum or also known as baby steps because you do not want to feel overwhelmed. When you feel that way, you will have more stress. When there's little to no results, you can actually speed up things by going a little bit faster, or you can go slightly slower when you're someone very sensitive. Adjust the process based on how you feel. If you need someone in the functional health space to review your lab results, please feel free to email me. Thanks for watching. If you have not watched the video on enzyme inhibitors, do click here.